have you forgotten? Have you forgotten just how much? Have you forgotten ticker tape parades? Have you forgotten Peter Blake, Russell Cootes, Dean Barker? Have you forgotten? John, good morning.
G'day. Yeah, on the America's Cup, it's a different world now to 1987, and I think Helen Clark would like to be able to show that we have that patriotism and so on. But I just think, one of the goals of Labor and that fourth Labor government was to make society multi-ethnic. And that's having its consequences, like populism all throughout the Western world. So what I'm saying is that might reflect itself in support for the America's Cup. I think people are a bit over corporates because those at the top do well and those at the bottom are suffering.
Anything else, John?
No, that was it.
Thanks for your call.
You're welcome.
Cheers. There we go. There's John. I just decided, why are you laughing, Ben? I just thought, John rings in, he knows a lot about everything. I just let him go.
I think you're mean to John.
Do you think I'm mean to John?
Yeah.
What was mean about not interrupting him and let him...
I don't know, that almost seemed worse than when you do behave like a wild animal and interrupt people. That seemed much worse. It was like a...
Why was there anything cruel about that? Just letting with someone...
I don't know. Just
letting us have a look inside John's mind.
I don't know. Well,
I thought that was incredibly...
To be honest, he probably prefers it. So that's good.
Yeah. And eventually John just runs out of other people's ideas and he stops. And then we can move on.
Yeah. It's a finite supply of alien information.
So now, but here, look at the reaction to this. And if you're regular listeners, you know who John is. Thank you, John, for not telling us something you read. He just didn't tell us that he read it. Good one, Sean. Let John talk, and he hangs himself. He didn't hang himself, and I didn't want John to hang himself. I was just vitally interested in everything he has to say, and I didn't want to interrupt him. Sean, I love it. Ben, Sean acting like a wild animal. What is this wild? Yeah, where did this wild animal stuff come from, Ben?
A wild animal. I don't know. Sean, sounds cool.
Sean, has John harmed you in a previous life? No. Yes, it was worse. I thought you had left the room, actually. Laugh out loud. That's Brenda. I just thought I'd try a different approach with John. Sean, the wild animal, bah, ha, 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 ha. John is right with what he said. It made perfect sense. Yes, we're in trouble now, Gareth. What John said made perfect sense. Sean, Clark just politicised the America's Cup. She wanted it when the election is on. John N. John's all right, Sean. He doesn't say anything racist or misogynistic. That is true. And he boxes his corner. At least he's not Wetter or Keller. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. Yes, John's fine. Just John often rings up to tell me what other people think, and it was quite refreshing that John had his own opinion there. Sean, I think John might be onto something. I thought you meant on something, Jesse. No, onto something. What a strange world. John's making sense, and you're all with him this morning. Sean, John had a point about corporates, especially since rainbow dystopia and we feel divided politically. Helen. I failed, haven't I? Everyone likes John now. That didn't work at all. Bugger. Sean, you'd have to be hippo of the New Zealand media, Sean, a big mouth ready to eat people if they muddy the waters. Oh, that's nice, Paul.